Hi, hello, welcome. It's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. Today we are playing with Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine is one of the second release celebration items. You can earn it free with a £90 order. And we're also going to be playing with some of the papers from Flowering Foils. Now this one doesn't have any flowers on it, but it's definitely foiled. This is the rose gold foiling that's on here. And I love the fact that it's in this sort of randomy hand-drawn sort of pattern. I like that. So we're going to be playing with these. The stamp sets that you can get, this stamp set you can get, Rise and Shine, coordinates beautifully with the Cup of Cheer dies that carried over from the autumn winter catalogue, the Christmas catalogue here in the UK. And so I think that's really good because you get like a double whammy for your money. So you can buy this and all the other stuff that you see today, earn this for free, and then you can just cut out loads and loads of your mugs. This is not showing you at 100%, so it doesn't look like it matches, but this is showing you at 100%, and you can see that you can cut out with your two mugs because they go one way and the other, so you can cut out both mugs. Okay, in fact I might actually use this one today, thinking about it. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little card. I love the sentiment on here which says you've got this but first, and then you can add your beverage of choice, tea or coffee. Now for me it's always tea, and the same for my husband. So I'm going to do a card which actually I may even give to my husband. He's having a little bit of a hard time with work these days. Everything's changing all over again and he hates change, so I might give this to him just to cheer him up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our mug from, and I'm saying mug, it could be a cup, but for me it's a mug. So we're going to use the Big Shot or any other die cutting machine that you have. Soon we'll have a new Stampin' Up one. I'm very excited about this. But at the moment I'm using my Big Shot, my trusty Big Shot, which I love, I have to say. So, and I've put new plates in just for you because the others were getting really bad. So we're going to position our mug on our cardstock in the centre of our machine, because the Big Shot's got that extra platform sort of wedge in the middle, so it helps to give us nice even pressure. We're going to run it through all the way. Do not panic by all the cracks and groans. Do not panic, because now we will have a lovely mug shape cut out on our plate. Can you see that? Maybe you can't see that. I don't know how to show you that. There it is, you can see it. Whoops, you can see it just there. So yes, I have cut a mug out of my base plate, but don't worry about that because it's just going to get covered in different marks as you cut different dies. It's fine. It's just what happens with a Big Shot, and you don't worry about it. Or any cutting machine, to be honest, they all do the same thing. They all mark the plates to the point where they look like that eventually, which is why I need new ones. So, because I do like to actually see what I'm cutting out. Okay, so there's our little mug or cup, and I want to say that we're going to have tea, so I thought I would make a mug as if it had been created with the word tea all over it. So, you know, we know that it's definitely tea that we're drinking, because that's fun, isn't it, sometimes. And this is Coastal Cabana I'm using here because it's just a little darker than Pool Party, which is the colour of the cardstock. And that way it's just a little bit more obvious when you are coating your mug with tea. Let's see where we've got some spaces. Add a few extra bits in. Oh, bit down here. There, that looks pretty good. Get rid of all the bit on the table. Don't want to have that left, otherwise it will get all over your card. So now we know that this is definitely a mug of tea. So we're going to put that on a card base of Petal Pink, which goes beautifully, absolutely beautifully, with this rose gold colour from the foils. So we'll just glue that down. It's slightly thinner than our normal DSP, so just be aware of that. Don't overladen it with glue. but I never put too much on anyway because you don't need it, to be honest. So that's going to go straight on. I thought about putting a mat on it, but I thought actually it looks so much nicer with the largest possible expanse of that while still having a matte layer underneath, if you see what I mean. That's beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful. And then I have cut a piece of Petal Pink cardstock, which is going to go edge to edge, so it's 10 wide, and then it's, I think it's 3 centimetres, but I'll just double check. 2.5 centimetres. And then I'm just using the strip that I always have spare at the end of when I'm chopping off my Whisper White cardstock, which is, oops, what's that, 2 centimetres, isn't it? Yeah. So I get loads of these 2 centimetre strips when I chop my cardstock up, because if you cut it into 4 to make your matte layers, you'll always get this bit left for you when you do your 13.9 ones. So there you go. So that's that. And then again, it's the same edge to edge, so it's 10 centimetres long. So that's those two, and we're going to use this one for stamping on, and then we're going to layer it up onto that, and it's going to take the place of a ribbon, because sometimes, especially when you're making a card for a man, you don't want to put a ribbon on it, but you do want to put something on it to just break up that design. So I've gone for a strip of colour instead. Okay, so we're using Petal Pink for the sentiment. Just make sure I'm getting that in the right place. Okay. So it says, you've got this, but first. There we are. Nice. And then we're going to take another piece of cardstock, which I've cut. I'll put the measurements all up on my blog so you'll be able to see them all, because I can't remember what that one was either. So rather than wasting time measuring it, I'll put it all up on here or on the blog. And then I'm going to stamp the steam as if it's rising from the mug, right in the centre of that, just about there, like so. And then the mug is going to sit just off. I could have positioned it just like in the centre, but I quite like it just off a little, and then that can sort of cope with it being there just a little like so. So that's how we're going to put it together. So now I can just literally stick this down because I want to raise the T up, not the card. So put your line in first roughly where you want it, and then that helps you work out where you're going to position this piece. Just a little bit off. And again, this doesn't really have to be that straight, because I mean obviously you want it to be sort of straight, but the lines behind it are not straight, so you have that little bit of wiggle room. If you're not particularly 100%, don't panic, it's okay, because the lines behind will draw your eye anyway. So this one on the other hand does have to be kind of straight, because it needs to match what you're doing here. There we go, something like that. Yep. And that's going to again, oh, actually I could raise that up. No, I'm going to leave all of the raising to the mug. There we go. So we're just going to put that down there, like so. Sort of equidistant top bottom. The rose gold is just so gorgeous. I know I'm covering quite a lot of it up, but I hope you'll forgive me for that. It does need to have something on top of it. And I thought a mug would be a good idea. So stick one in the middle to stop it going soggy, although if I'm going to hand it to Sean it's not going to need to go through the post, but still. There we go. But first, let's bring that over a little bit here. T, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to put one of these little, if I can find it, where I'll put them. One of these little tiny hearts on the mug, so it's over the T. So it's just a subtle embellishment, but it is there, and it's a heart, and it's over the T because we love our tea. So there we go. So Everything that you've seen on here you can grab through my online store. All the links and everything have been coming up, all the item numbers have been coming up whilst we've been on air, as it were, at Queen Pip's TV. But yeah, that's just a little card for hubby, or anyone really who needs a bit of a lift with a cup of tea or maybe a cup of coffee, and you can choose whichever you prefer because the stamp set has both in it, which I love. I think that's just a great idea, that you can have tea or coffee, whichever you prefer. So there you go, Rise and Shine, and then the flowering foil papers. Both of these are free items when you spend a certain amount within my store, and you know, the fact that you get the cutout dies that coordinate with the stamp set just make it a must-have. Lovely. Thanks ever so much for watching. I will be back again, same time, same place next week. Until then, I'll see you soon. Alrighty, take care now. Bye.